Now check this out, sis. I just read a little bit of this message, but I stopped because I wanted to record this message for you. This is exactly what we were talking about yesterday. This is everything so far that I've read that I was telling you yesterday. I got like maybe a paragraph in, but I said, let me stop and record this message for you, right? This person, I don't know, Pharaoh 9. Left this message. I woke up to this message, right? And this is what this person says. This sounds just like everything I was telling you yesterday. We had this long comment. You had this long conversation yesterday. Pharaoh 9 says, wow, this is crazy. And what else is crazy is that I've known this for a while now. I speak facts about the Bible and my family think I'm stupid and the devil. Exactly. You see, this is what I was telling you about how religion causes division. It doesn't bring people together like that. Religion is one of the biggest divisions ever. It's look at all the different sectors of Christianity alone. Just that alone, you have all these different Christianities, and people are dissecting and interpreting this book how they want to interpret God's word. Right? This is crazy. This is what I was telling you yesterday. They say, and it's bad that your own family will walk away from you and disown you, right? Because you don't believe in their little belief. But the fact of the matter is, ain't none of y'all following this shit. Ain't none of y'all following this book to the T. This is what I was asking you yesterday. How many gay people have you killed, right? And I was showing you how this book holds no weight. This Bible holds no weight in no other part of life, only in your religion and in your faith, in your belief. Outside of that shit, this book holds no weight. You can't go to court and use this book to get off. For instance, when, like I was saying yesterday, you kill, the Bible says, no man shall lie with another man as he lays with a woman or whatever. They should be put to death. This is detestable or whatever, right? The Bible also says, it said they should be put to death. Then it also goes on to say, anyone who blasphemes the name of the Lord shall be put to death. Put to death. It's a sin. You were worried about sin. I was telling you, it's a sin to eat shellfish, and people still do it. It's a sin to do a lot of shit in that book, and y'all still do it. Y'all are not afraid of this God, and y'all are not afraid of no hell. Y'all pick and choose what y'all want to have faith in and believe out of that book. But you're worried about a rapture. You're talking about a rapture you're worried about. You see what I'm saying? Why would religion cause so much division? He says, but they won't look into the information I was trying to present to them. No, they won't, because cognitive dissonance. What I was telling you yesterday, right? This is what I showed you yesterday. You believe this shit so hard that you won't look into the information. And then no matter what is presented to you, you believe this shit so much that you're not going to look into it. You're going to reject it. Because fear has you rejecting this shit. Fear. It has you rejecting this shit. This is what I was telling you yesterday, sis. That I was trying to present to them, which they had of it would have sparked something on you because the facts is refutable. This person says, I'm like, you care more about a guy you can't see. A guy you can't see. But the people you live with, like myself, you don't treat me nice. You down me all the time. Just because I don't believe this grown-up fairy tale ass bullshit book. Where you can't prove nobody existed in this book. There's no graves of nobody in this book. It's a bunch of magical shit going on in this book. a bunch of unproven claims going on in this book. It's a grown-up fairy tale book. But you are so brainwashed by this shit. Our families are so fucking brainwashed by this bullshit. That you will disown your own family. You will disown your own children. Sis, you yesterday told me that you would kill your own child if your child was gay. Because the Bible tells you that it's detestable. And I keep telling you, you see how religion has us fucked up? That you would fucking kill your own fucking child for being who the fuck they are? So who's made the mistake? God or your child? So you're telling your child they aren't who they really are? This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm trying to break the cycle of when I speak on religion. Fuck you grown-ass adults who let this shit run your fucking life. Fuck you grown-ass adults. I don't give a fuck about trying to help you grown-ass adults. The only adults I fucking try to wake up are the ones who are open to the fucking information, open to using their own fucking brain, thinking for themselves, so they won't teach the same bullshit to our children coming up. The same way this dumbass bullshit was passed down to us as children. And it's got a bunch of now adults living in fear, walking on eggshells about some shit they can't fucking prove. This is the shit I was telling you yesterday, sis. This shit makes me so fucking mad to talk to grown-ass fucking adults who's walking around here afraid of a fucking grown-up boogeyman. Who doesn't realize this book is a book of balance, who doesn't realize God is the devil is Jesus, Jesus is God is the devil is Jesus, Jesus is God is Jesus, Jesus is the devil is God is Jesus, Jesus is the devil is God in that book. Jesus sacrificed himself to himself. No, he didn't. He took a fucking nap. That's not even a fucking sacrifice. The nigga woke up in 3 days. He played y'all. He fucking played y'all. God created evil. Is not the devil evil? The devil is God's alter ego. Everything in this book, God does. He's the fucked up person. He's killing other people. God said, I will take your wives and give them to another man and let this other man have sex with your wife in broad daylight. God, that's stealing, God. That's stealing and that's rape, God. You're taking somebody else's wife away from them. That's stealing, God. And then you say, thou shalt not steal in the commandments. That's stealing, God. You're stealing someone's wife away from them. The devil didn't do this. God did this. God did this. Not the devil. And y'all blame the devil for everything. But the devil is God, though. Like, this is what I was trying to explain to you, sis. That's stealing, God. You took a woman away from her husband and gave it to a whole nother man. And then you made the man have sex with her in broad daylight. She didn't want to have sex with somebody who's not her husband, God. That's rape, God. That's fucking rape, God. God, in that book, it says, oh Lord, you have deceived me, and I was deceived. Not, oh devil, not, oh Satan. It said, oh Lord, you have deceived me. That means the Lord is a fucking liar. The same Lord that created evil. God and the devil are the same fucking people. Sis, wake up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. God and the devil are the same fucking person. Listen, that book told you, I will destroy human wisdom and discard their most brilliant ideas. That's what that book told you, sis. I will destroy human wisdom. Look at you right now. You can't fucking think for yourself because you're scared of a rapture. You're scared of some boogeyman called a devil. Imaginary boogeyman, grown-up boogeyman called a devil. Are you serious? Like, this is what I was trying to tell you. I woke up to this message this morning. This message means a lot to me, that somebody ran across my video and it fucking made sense. This is who I do this shit for. This is who I do this religion shit for when I do it. I don't give a fuck about grown-ass adults stuck in a fucking grown-up fairy tale ass ways, who can't use common sense and think fucking straight. This is what you was asking me yesterday. What do I care about what you think? I don't give a fuck about you personally if you can't wake the fuck up. You, I don't give a fuck about personally. But I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that some of this shit will fucking make sense and make you say, wait the fuck, hold on, what? In this same book, there was a lion spirit that came to God and had to get a permission slip. So so it sounds like what they told us in church about the devil can't touch you unless he gets permission from God. Why? Because God is the devil. The devil is God. So, I mean, to back that up, right? To back that up, it would make sense when I'm reading in the Bible and it says, and the Lord said unto the lion spirit, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. That's what the lion spirit came and told the Lord. I will go forth and I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And then God said, sure, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. And then the book goes on to say, now, therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lion spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. Not the devil, the Lord. It didn't say, and the devil said unto him, wherewith? It didn't say, and now for behold, the devil hath put a lion spirit in the mouth of all these prophets. It said the Lord did it. It didn't say the devil created evil. It said the Lord created evil. This is what I'm telling you, sis. The Lord and the motherfucking devil are the same fucking people. This is a book of balance and a book of fairy tales, unproven, extraordinary claims. It's a book of, remember I told you that one of the definitions of fairy tale is a story meant to deceive. Jesus sacrificed himself to himself and told you it was a sacrifice, but the nigga woke up in 3 days. That's not a sacrifice. The nigga took a nap. He took a fucking nap. But these are all the things we were talking about yesterday, sis. You know what? And I think I'm gonna post this because I think more people need to hear this. This message. Nobody knows who I'm talking to. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. And I gotta post this though, man, because this means a lot to me to see that somebody's running across my video and they're going through the same bullshit I went through with my family, and my family not, they barely dealing with me because I don't follow their little religion, and I woke up from this garbage. It's a bunch of fucking garbage. This person goes on to say, I am 37. I woke up to this when I was 25. So this person has been taught this all their life, just like me. The bad part about it is, sis, I get it though. I didn't go through what a lot of y'all went through because I didn't connect to this shit when I was a kid. And I've been a preacher's kid all my life. I understand why I didn't connect to it now, because it was a bunch of bullshit. And I knew, and I am who I am in the universe. I had to be the motherfucker in my family to use their fucking brain when it comes to this shit, because everybody else is fucking lost to this shit. But it sounds like this person is going through everything I fucking went through. But when it came time for me to wake up, it wasn't hard for me to wake up from this shit. It all made sense to me. It started making sense to me. And I started asking the most basic ass fucking questions. So it wasn't hard for me to wake up. So that's why I kind of give you a little, that's why I kind of give you a little leeway on this shit, because maybe you were attached to this shit more than I was. I just wasn't. I wasn't as a kid. I actually didn't know nothing about the Bible all my life until I fucking woke up and started asking questions. And I was a grown adult, and I started asking fucking questions that wasn't fucking making sense. The answers wasn't adding up. It was a bunch of bullshit claims. Nobody, like, all these claims about this God and whoop-de-whoop wasn't fucking making sense. And then I started to realize, man, I got to believe in me, man. I got to believe in my fucking self. I got to believe in what I can prove, what I can do, what I can make happen. Not some shit that's a coincidence if it does happen when I pray. Or not give some praise to a God that I can't prove exists. But I do everything, but I got to give him the motherfucking praise. And then I call this motherfucker a him, and I can't even prove this God is a him. Yeah, all of that type shit, man. Like, all of that. Why the fuck are these guys hiding? Why don't they ever speak out loud? Why don't they ever show up for the whole world? But they always show up for people personally. Like, these were things that woke me the fuck up. So I've been constantly researching for 12 years now. This journey has been lonely because once you have knowledge, it comes with responsibility. Same shit I was telling you yesterday, sis. It comes with responsibility once you fucking wake up to this truth. This is what I was talking about yesterday about breaking the fucking cycle for our children. Once you know this truth, it's a responsibility to break that fucking cycle with teaching your children this bullshit as a controlling method. You teach your children to believe in some shit outside of them that they can't fucking prove, versus teaching them to believe more in themselves than to believe in some fucking magical trick shit. It comes with responsibility. So I don't even act or think the way I used to because I've been enlightened by the truth. That's what's up, man. This is touching right here. Like, I really appreciate this fucking message. It's not hard, and I appreciate this fucking message because me and you went back and forth. I'm talking about all day long yesterday. We've been going back and forth for about a week or so now. But yesterday, me and you went back and forth all day long. Not that I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I think you're definitely waking up. You're definitely there, sis. You're just fighting fear right now. And I keep telling you, religion rules through fear. This is how religion exists. You keep talking to me about a rapture. You keep bringing up this book. There's some truth in this book. Yes, I showed you there's some truth in the fairy tale too, right? But I showed you there's some bullshit in the fairy tale too. But that's why this message is meaning a lot to me, because we went back and forth all day yesterday. It was great conversation. And you were definitely on it. You were letting me know, wow, you are bringing up some great points. You are making sense, but you were still fighting with fear. Like I told you, I get it. This one thing about it is this, sis. You'll never forget our conversations. You're going to fight with this. Anytime you try to talk about a Jesus, anytime you try to talk about a Holy Spirit or any of that bullshit, you're going to fight with everything me and you talked about. And honestly, I believe my daddy is fighting with everything me and him talk about. Because although my daddy is a preacher, he listens to me, and I believe, and my dad says the same thing. You're right. You're saying a lot of, you have great points. I can understand why you don't follow religion. I can understand why you don't. That's all I ever wanted, was for my parents to understand why. This math problem does not add up for me. It's too many inconsistencies. My parents, I don't expect them to come out of this, because this is all they've taught all their life. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I think my daddy fights with everything. Me and my dad have great conversations about why he believes and why I don't believe. The one thing my dad has told me is, why don't you document what why don't you document this? Why don't you document what you're dealing with? That means a lot to me, for my father not to talk down on me, not to go in on me because I don't believe in his faith. That means a lot to me. But yet he's telling me, you have some great points. I can understand why you don't follow religion. And that's your right, is what my dad tells me. And he just tells me, why don't you start documenting your life? Why don't you start documenting your path so people behind you can read what you have went through, what you feel, your experiences dealing with religion? Why don't you document these things? It's what my dad tells me. That means a lot to me. Yes, he's going to believe what he wants to believe, because he's been doing this all his life. But one thing my dad taught me was never just assume anything. You ask questions. You don't assume anything. And I had to turn that back around on my dad. Because Dad, that's what you taught me. And that's what I'm doing. And that's how I move through life. But Dad, you don't do the same when it comes to this religion stuff. You don't do the same, Dad. You just believe you just believe because somebody told you to believe something. It comes with responsibility. Where is that at? Wow, this message is man, I'm digging this message from this brother. Knowledge, it comes with responsibility. So I don't even act or think the way I used to because I've been enlightened by the truth. It's not hard to see the truth, but you have to really search for it. I say that all the time. The truth is there. It just ain't gonna fall in your lap, though. Like, sometimes you have to dig for that truth. You can't stop at faith. You can't stop at belief to get to the truth. For instance, I told my dad one day, me and my dad were talking. I said, Dad, there's a voice coming from the other side of that door, Dad. There's a man saying he has a briefcase on the other side of that door. Well, he has two briefcases with $1 million in both briefcases, Dad. I said, Dad, how do we get to the truth to find out if that man has $1 million in those briefcases? My dad says, well, you have faith that he does. No, we were talking about faith. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about faith. And I said, Dad, how do we prove that man? How do we get to the truth that that man on the other side of that door has a briefcase with $1 million in it? I said, Dad, you have faith. I believe in evidence. I said, Dad, let's move on faith. How will we find out the truth? He said, well, You would open the door. You know what I'm saying? No, Dad, no, you wouldn't. You have faith. Dad, I would open the door. See, I would go the step further than faith, Dad. I'm going to turn that knob. I'm going to pull that door open, and I'm going to have him open that briefcase to see if there's $1 million in there. That's how I would get to the truth, Dad. You don't follow the same pattern, Dad. You follow faith and you follow belief, which means you will never touch that doorknob to open that door, to find proof, evidence, to get to the truth, Dad. See, Dad, that's how I move, Dad. I don't just believe a nigga's on the other side of the door because a nigga said he said he's on the other side of the door with $1 million in a briefcase. I don't just believe what a nigga say because a nigga said it. I'm going to check for evidence. I said, Dad, you will never touch that $1 million having faith or just believing a nigga is on that, because that's exactly where it's going to stop at. You believe in the shit. You'll never spend $1 of that belief money. You'll never spend $1 of that faith money, because you can't even prove that there's money on the other side of that door unless you go the extra step to go search for proof and evidence, which means you would have to open that door. That's religion. That's faith. That's belief. They don't open the door. They stand behind the door and just believe. I'm just going to believe. I'm just going to have faith. I mean, it could be some money over there. It could not be. Yeah, well, I'm going to find out. I don't stick on faith and belief. I'm gonna go a step further, and I'm gonna look for the evidence. He says, I've been enlightened by the truth. It's not hard to see the truth, but you have to really search for it. And also use your own brain. This is what I keep saying. Oh my gosh, I don't know who this person is. Just promise I wasn't telling you the same thing. Remember I showed you the movie The Wiz? Remember I showed you that clip? And I said, remember when the scarecrow came off of the pole and he couldn't walk really? And Dorothy was helping him stand up and walk, and she said, all you need is a little confidence, a little coordination, and you're going to be just fine. Isn't that what I was telling you, sis? Remember I was showing you that in a fairy tale? That you can find truth in a fairy tale? That was truth, she was saying. A little self-confidence, sis. That's all I'm telling you, is have a little self-confidence in yourself. To think for yourself, right? Remember I was saying that? That's what she was telling that scarecrow in that movie, right? So then, remember the scarecrow said, if only I had a brain. And she said, there you go with that negative thinking. Yeah, everybody has a brain. Remember I was telling you, that's what I be saying about y'all in religion. All of y'all have a brain. Y'all just don't use the shit when it comes to religion. Everybody has a fucking brain. But y'all don't use the shit. Because y'all would just rather believe. When it comes to religion, y'all throw out all fucking common sense. Y'all throw out all logic. Y'all throw out all critical thinking. You don't fucking follow your own mind. And why don't you? Why don't you? Probably because that book tells you, in that book, I will destroy all human wisdom. 1 Corinthians 1:19. Is that what it is? 1 Corinthians 1:19. I will destroy. It's Corinthians 1:19. I will destroy all human wisdom and discard their most brilliant ideas. The book is telling you that's what it's going to do to you. Right? Then, the book also tells you, lean not to your own understanding. See how this book tells you what to think? See how this book tells you what to think? Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord, the same Lord that created evil. The same Lord that gives the devil permission to fuck with you. The same Lord that has a lion that signed a permission slip for a lion spirit. The same Lord. Lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him. Oh, Lord, help me out, Lord. Help me out, Lord. Lord. Never mind that I have a brain to figure shit out on my own. Help me out, Lord. Never mind that I'm not going to use the tools of critical thinking, problem solving, common sense, logic to figure things out. I'm just going to say, help me out, Lord. I'm on my knees begging, Lord. Oh, Lord, I know you created evil, Lord, but Lord, I need your help. I know you manipulated me by telling me your son sacrificed himself to himself, Lord, but Lord, I need your help, Lord. I know you sent the lion spirit to be on the tongue of all his prophets. Lord, I know that, but I need your help. Lord. I don't want to lean to my own understanding, Lord. No, Lord, I don't want to use my own brain that you're supposed to have created me with. I just want to call on you, Lord. I just need you, Lord. I don't want to depend on myself, Lord. I don't want to look within inside of me, because although, Lord, in that book it says, ye are gods, it says that, Lord. It tells me that ye are gods. You see what I'm saying? This is shit I'm talking about. Lean not to your own understanding. Beg on the Lord. The same Lord that's manipulating you. The same Lord that is the devil. The same Lord that faked y'all out talking about a sacrifice with Jesus. God is the devil. The devil is Jesus. Jesus is God. God is Jesus. Jesus is the devil. The devil is God. Which is what we were taught not to do. He was saying, it's not hard to see the truth, but you have to really search for it and also use your own brain. Which is what we were taught not to do. Exactly. That's what religion teaches you. Religion doesn't teach you to use your own brain. Religion tells you what to think. It tells you what to say. It tells you what you can't do. It tells you where you can't go. It doesn't give you room to seek knowledge and grow. It tells you what to believe. It makes you walk in fear. It tells you to believe in some shit called a God. It tells you to believe in some shit called a devil. It tells you to believe in some shit called heaven. It tells you to believe in some shit called hell. It tells you not to say this. It tells you not to say that. It tells you not to go here. It tells you not to go there. It tells you what you can wear. It tells you what you can't wear. It tells you how to look. It tells you where not to look. It tells you about a sin. It has a whole lot of attributes attached to these things. It doesn't give you room to grow and seek knowledge. It tells you to seek some shit outside of you. That book tells you you are nothing without this imaginary God. And y'all believe that shit. I'm nothing without you, God. You are everything. And you will, yet this God does nothing for the world. Nothing. It's not about a religion, God. It's not about a religion. It's about a relationship. That's a bullshit pie. No matter how you cut that pie, it's still bullshit. Bullshit. Relationship. What kind of relationship are you in with somebody who won't stand up and fight for you the way you fight for them? What kind of relationship are you in when this person won't even speak out loud when you call his name, when you speak to him? This person don't even want to be seen with you. What type of relationship are you in when you pray for peace for the world and this person you're in this relationship, this thing you're in this relationship with, ignores your prayer? Type of relationship, this person, you're only in a relationship because they show up for your personal, selfish fucking needs. It's Sunday. This Sunday, we could talk about it. Yeah, I definitely got to post this. And I don't mean no disrespect to you, sis, but nobody knows who I'm talking about. I'm not putting your name out there, but man, this is just crazy because me and you just had this. It was a dope conversation. I enjoy talking to you about it. And I just think you're about religion. I just think you're fighting right now. You're fighting fear. And I don't mean this, and that's the reason your name's not attached to this. I'm not trying to disrespect you, and I don't want anybody, when I do post this, to disrespect you in the comments, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. My parents are the same way. My parents and my aunts and uncles and them, they still all believe in this shit too. This bullshit. It's all a bullshit fucking pie. A bunch of fucking unproven, extraordinary claims. No matter how you cut it. This shit's all belief. This is why people wanted to strike my channel, sis. Because I proved this shit. They can't prove that bullshit they're talking. This is why people wanted to strike my channel, sis. This is why people, remember you were saying, oh, I'd like to see you talk to such and such. They don't want to talk to me, sis. Because they can't explain this bullshit and they can't prove the shit they're telling me. Not the motherfucking white Jesus, not the black Jesus, not the yellow Jesus, not the Spanish Jesus, not the motherfucking Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Murtha, any of them motherfuckers. None of them. None of them have ever seen their God. None of them have ever proven their God. There is nobody who's ever proven the existence of any God. This is what I was trying to tell you. And I keep telling you, creation does not prove the existence of any God. Existence means now, living, the occurring time, right now. I don't care about some shit from the beginning. Well, how did we get here? If that doesn't fucking matter. That has nothing to do with my argument about does a God exist today, 2021. Don't talk to me about no shit that happened centuries and centuries ago. That's not my argument. My argument is today, 2021. Going into next year, 2022. And I told you yesterday, if you can prove that these guys exist, that makes it even worse. Because that means the whole time these guys are sitting here with us, watching all this bullshit, letting all this fuck shit happen. So that makes it even worse on your God if the motherfucker do exist. See how this is a double negative for y'all believers, y'all religious folks? This is all I was trying to tell you, sis. Let me finish this message. Search for it also on user Brian. We were taught how to do it. I stay in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, shout out to Mississippi. I literally don't know but a few people that actually know the Bible isn't real. But I don't have nobody personally in my circle that know, and watching these kind of videos make me wish I had friends like this. Man, that's deep. No, and I totally understand that. Because on this path right here, man, this is a lonely road to walk right here. On Tribe. This is a lonely road to walk because everybody's not ready to open their eyes. Everybody's not ready to see truth. I keep telling people this is a blue pill, red pill matrix we live in, right? That blue pill is the pretty lie. Sis, you still swallowing that pretty lie. You're trying to swallow that red pill, the ugly truth. You're trying to swallow that red pill, but it's too much for you right now. You keep throwing that red pill up. Ugh. Every time you try to swallow that red pill, you try to get it down. It seems like it's down in there. You throw that shit back. Because it's still too much for you. That's what we deal with right now. This is a blue pill. You'd rather swallow the blue pill to feel better. So that's what you'll do. You'll go back and swallow the blue pill for some temporary satisfaction, I guess. But the problem is when that blue pill wear off, them questions that you've been asking is still there. They're still there. It's just a temporary fix. The pretty lie, the ugly truth. You haven't been able to swallow that red pill yet. You keep spitting it up. So I understand what Pharaoh is saying about Nobody in my circle. Feeling like you don't have any friends. Yeah, you're going to go through that in your awakening. That's exactly what you're going to go through. When I tell you I lost friends, I got family that talk shit about me. Yeah, all of that shit. I lost homeboys. All of that shit. Because they still stuck here. They still stuck in belief. They so stuck in their ways, they are blinded by false hope. That's exactly what this shit is. False hope. False fucking hope. This God picks and chooses who he wants to help, who he doesn't want to help. That's what happens. This God picks and chooses. He plays favoritism. I remember when we first started talking about this, when you was telling me how you believe prayer works because this God showed up for you. And then I started asking you, well, what makes you more important than the rest of the world? Because this God never shows up for the rest of the world. He only shows up, he sneaks around in private, and he shows up for people's personal selfish requests. But I asked you, did you pray for the world? Do you ever pray for the world? And you said, yeah. And I asked you, how's that working out for you? Because this God never shows up to help the world. This God only helps people's selfish requests. Good and bad requests. Good and bad. Because I've seen evil people pray to get away with crimes. And if we're going to go along with God answering prayer, after they prayed, they got away with the crime. So it looks like God answers evil prayers too. Which would make sense if I told you God created evil. And I told you God signs the permission slip for evil to happen to you. And I told you God signed the permission slip for a lying spirit to go be a lying spirit on somebody's tongue, which was to deceive the people, which was to deceive. Which would make sense if I told you the Bible says, "Oh Lord, you have deceived me, and I was deceived." I told you this God has alter egos. He has an alter ego named the devil, Satan, and he also has an alter ego named Jesus. So this would make sense that this God is blinding you with false hope because he's no stranger to being a deceiver, according to your book. They really want you to call on Jesus so you won't hold yourself accountable for your own sins. You can just repent and everything will be okay. Don't this sound like what I was telling you yesterday, sis? I said, what happens? Because your Bible tells you to kill homosexuals and people that blaspheme the name of God, right? And I showed you yesterday. I said, well, what happens if your child becomes a homosexual? You going to be cool with a Christian killing your child or killing your cousins, right? You're going to be cool with that? Because you told me yesterday, well, yeah, I would kill my child if it was the will of God or something to that effect. Yeah, God's will is for you to kill homosexuals. God's will is for you to kill people who blaspheme the name of the Lord. Yeah, all of that. It's a lot of killing that God either does or he orders to be done. That would be God's will. So you would be okay? You would be okay with somebody killing your child who was a homosexual or your cousins who you told me are homosexuals? You would be cool with that because they were doing God's will. You see what I'm saying? You see how this is all bullshit? And then let me show you more bullshit. See, you tell me about a God's will, right? Now let's just say a Christian kills a homosexual because this was God's will, right? This was, but this God's will also tells you not to kill too, though. Just remember that, because God is Satan and Satan is God. So the same book that tells you not to kill tells you to kill. And don't try to talk about some murder is not killing and killing is not murder and that bullshit. You take a person's life, no matter, even if it's in self-defense, you killed someone. Even if it's in self-defense, you killed someone. You murdered someone. However, you took their life, you took their life. Don't play the little word games. So let me show you how this is some more bullshit. Somebody thinks they're doing God's will, right? Somebody thinks they're doing God's will and they kill a homosexual or they kill someone who blasphemes the name of your God, the name of your Lord. So they think they're doing God's will, right? Now they go to court, right? And they put their hand on that Bible and they say, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, God. So help me, God. The Bible says, lean not to your own understanding. In all ways acknowledge him. So God, I'm in a situation, God, where I was doing your will and I need to acknowledge you right now because I'm in court with my hand on your Bible book. The same book that told me to commit this crime, this immoral crime, the same book. Now, God, I need you to hold up to your end of the bargain. I'm acknowledging you. I'm leaning on the understanding that I need to acknowledge you, God, in this moment of need. Right? Right? And guess what happens? You can't point to a Bible verse in that book and tell a judge, I only did it because I was doing God's will. And the judge says, yeah, you're right. There it is right there. Verse such and such, book such and such. It sure is. Case dismissed. You know what? Your ass is going to jail. You're going to prison, probably, possibly an electric chair somewhere because your God didn't show up to help you. Your God didn't show up to help you after you did his so-called will. You see how this is a bullshit pie? A fucking bullshit pie. No matter how you cut this fucking pie, it's false hope. It's fucking false hope. This guy just sold you some fucking false hope. Now you're finna be electrocuted. The death penalty. Because you were doing God's will. Oh, man. So you would treat people wrong because you can pray and it's okay. It's a bullshit pie. But it's not okay, and he's never coming to save you. Speak that truth, brother. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. But it's not okay. It's immoral. And he's not coming back to save you. He's capping. Sis, this is what I was telling you, sis. He be capping. It's proof that he's a capper. He be in a book lying. This person says, love your channel, Chief Cali. Oh, man, thank you. Love your channel, Chief Cali. You a real true brother. Real recognized real, bro. Man, and that's all it's about, brother. It's giving our people real shit. Stop feeding them this fucking fairy tale shit. Having people walk around here in fear. He says, I just found out about you today on YouTube. That's what's up. I'm tapped in from here now on. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I definitely am glad somebody ran across this. I hadn't even read the whole thing yet. I had just replied because I was replying to off of when I replied here, I was replying to off of when he just said, when he was talking about his family, when he was saying, I speak facts about the Bible and my family think I'm stupid and the devil. And that's what I was saying. That's very sad. I hadn't even gotten, that's when I stopped. I said, man, let me read this. I want to send this to sis, man. Like, sis, this is all I'm telling you, man. People are waking up. That great fall away shit that they talk about in the Bible, it's not prophecy. It's an educated guess. It's a fucking educated guess. Basically, whoever wrote this book is saying these people won't stay asleep forever. We won't be able to control the masses with this fucked up bullshit pie ass book forever. Because there's going to be people like Callie who's going to wake the fuck up. There's going to be people like you who are going to wake the fuck up. There's going to be people like Pharaoh 9 who's going to wake the fuck up. and who's going to break this fucking cycle. That's what the great fall away is all about, right? Because in that book, it tells you you can do this shit yourself also. Remember I told you, you can find truth in that book, but you can also find bullshit in that book. The Bible tells you, ye are gods. So why not look inside of yourself? Why not deal with your higher consciousness, your Christ-like consciousness? Why not move away from your lower consciousness? Why not grow from your lower consciousness, your devil consciousness, your Satan consciousness? Why not grow from that? This world is good. This world is evil. Nothing more, nothing less. This world is good versus evil. Right versus wrong. Righteousness, unrighteousness. Negative, positive. Simple as that. These are things we can prove. These are things we can prove. You can't prove the existence of any fucking God. And like I told you, if these gods do exist, then these gods ain't fucking shit. Because where are they now? Especially if you tell me this God is with us all, everywhere, every day, day and night. This God knows every hair on our head, the number of hairs we have on our head, but this motherfucker can't get rid of the fucking coronavirus. This God has a thing about gay people, hates gay people, but it's hella gay people in the motherfucking church every day. This God hates the bullshit, but this God does a lot of the bullshit or orders a lot of the bullshit in this Bible that you keep referring to. Ah, man, sis. Like, I had to record this because of our conversation yesterday, man. I can see you're waking up. I can see it's not going to happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. See, the thing is, it kind of happened overnight for me because I was never attached to the shit like that. But for people who have grown up in this shit and gave their whole fucking life to this is what I'm telling you. Like, a lot of, people don't believe this shit is fucking child abuse, right? Because when you force people to live in fear and you force this shit on their children and then your children fucking wake up from this shit. Listen, I had a grown woman call me because she was waking up from this shit and she was fucking going through it. Fucking going through it because she's waking up to seeing this is all some bullshit. Do you know this grown woman's mother called me and asked me, well, what's going on with my daughter? You know, she's tripping, like she's woo. I said, you tell me what's going on with her. What is she telling you? Well, she's telling me she don't believe in this book anymore, and she's telling me about these guys ain't making sense of it. Yeah, I said, yeah, that's some shit to deal with, ain't it? Once you fucking wake up, that's some shit to deal with, ain't it? I can see why she going crazy. When you spent your whole life walking on eggshells, walking in fear, and then you finally open that cage and you let that bird out and fly free. You finally open that cage of religion and you let that bird out and fly free. I can see why she might be going a little crazy. This is child abuse. This is spiritual child abuse. People force this shit on you. People are murdered and killed over religion. People are murdered and killed by religious people, and they use their God to cover up all of their dirt. You see how this shit works? It's a bullshit pie. No matter how you cut this pie, it's all bullshit. I just wanted to send you this, sis. But I do want to post this, sis. So if it bothers you, I'll take it down. But it's just somebody else needs to hear this. And I woke up to this message, and this message meant a lot to me because somebody else who don't even know me ran across I don't know how this person ran across my video, but it means a lot to me because it lets me know that other people have these questions too, and other people are not fighting like some of us are. They don't have cognitive dissonance. They're seeing the truth in their face and saying, wait a minute, this ain't right. This is a whole bullshit pie. I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna believe in me. So, yeah, sis, I'm gonna send you this, but gosh, I had to comment on this for you, sis. But I am gonna post it. If it bothers you though, I'll take it down. But I don't think it should bother you because the way we talk, the way we have our conversations, you don't seem to be bothered too much. You just have questions. But out of respect, I would take it down though. I'm gonna holler at you later.